Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, one of the most hyped, waited for, and controversial releases of 2021. I've had to try it, and of course, I had to bring it to your attention. So if you want to know everything about this fragrance, I've spent quite a bit of time with it, wearing it, to let you know exactly what it smells like, what I get out of it, and if it's worth your time and money. If you guys want to know what I think about ANDRES Croxatto Man, if it's a stud or a dud of a release, then come with me. Welcome back to the channel. I am Max Forti. Today I'm going to talk about one of the fragrances that I was very curious to try because I heard so many great things about it and not so great. So I was like, you know what? If a fragrance is so polarizing like this, I must try it and bring it to your attention. So today I'm going to break it down for you guys. I wore this fragrance for about 2.5 weeks now. Spent enough time with it to let you know what I get from the introduction, from the transition, and from the dry down. What are my thoughts about it? If it reminds me of anything, the price, presentation, which we'll start with the presentation. By the way, just so you guys know, a little preface here, because I know there's a lot of people that like to talk, and people do talk, they have mouths, they do talk. So I want to just let you know that I do know Andres in person. We've actually done scentxplore 2021. We hosted the event because he was my co-host for the Spanish community. But nevertheless, the opinions and thoughts here on this fragrance is extremely my own. This is not a sponsored video. This is extremely my own opinion about this fragrance with no attachments or strings attached to ANDRES Croxatto, just so you know. Alright, so the presentation here, the box, very simple, nothing to it, a cardboard black box with the art here, which is the same art that you're going to find at the bottle, which was made by his daughter, his older daughter, ANDRES Croxatto Man, Eau de Parfum. That's it, nothing to it, nothing really crazy about the actual box. I believe the price for this fragrance is 140 euros, if I'm not mistaken, about 155 US, give or take. The bottle, again, minimalist, reminds me of a whiskey flask. That's about it. It's transparent in color. The juice is about a yellowish, tint to the juice. ANDRES Croxatto Man, again, the art that I talked about. The cap is a metal cap, nothing really crazy. It's a little bit flimsy, not heavy cap at all. The sprayers are actually really nice. You can actually control it depending on how hard you push the atomizer. The scent itself, ladies and gentlemen, I have to be 100% transparent. It is a very good smell. Now, what I come to expect from this fragrance was knowing Andres a little bit off camera. I know he appreciates fragrances like Acqua di Gio from Giorgio Armani. I know he loves Aventus. But I wasn't expecting him to do like a clone of those fragrances, but maybe borrow elements that he loves from those two fragrances that I just mentioned. And I also know he appreciates, old school, timeless, classic fragrances, just like Christian Dior's Jewels for Man, which was this fragrance that his grandpa wore and he loved it so much. So I knew we were going to have some elements here that are going to be classic, modern, and timeless. So the fragrance opens up like a gin and tonic. The gin boozy facet, the juniper berries are very predominant in your face. If you love junipers, it's going to be a bit of a astringent, sharp juniper vibe that you get with heavy juniper berry fragrances. The gin adds this nice, modern yet compelling facet to the fragrance, which I really liked, and it's a very green fragrance. There's a lot of grass components here. The oak moss is very in, but it's really going to come through as you get later, because the heart here is not really much going on. You have a lot of citruses up top along with the gin and tonic vibe and the juniper berries. As the fragrance develops from about 45 minutes to an hour from the beginning, the citruses, the gin and tonic vibe, you get into the dry down because the heart, there's not really much going on except for the very heavy green grassy kind of a undertone. The base, you have musks, you have oak moss. So I really get it's like owning two fragrances at once, especially if you wear on skin. If you put it on a blotter like this, you're not going to get the full, mode, the full transition that you would get from this fragrance as you wear this fragrance on skin. I got this beautiful transition from a very green and boozy scent to a bois d'argent from Dior La Collection Privée in the dry down, which was really incredible to me of how this fragrance transitions so crazy. It goes from one extreme to the next. It's a green and boozy, then it becomes powdery, creamy, and very similar to Bois d'Argent from Christian Dior. I love the fact that it's like owning two fragrances in one. That was like the highlight for me of this particular fragrance, the transition. So I definitely think the highlight of Croxatto Man is the ability to have a fragrance that's like wearing two fragrances in one. The green, boozy citruses that turn into this powdery, creamy, Bois d'Argent-like fragrance in the dry down. That was the highlight for me. If you want to talk about down points or the cons, Some of you will argue the price. You think the fragrance doesn't warrant the price, and I say this all the time. Fragrances are very subjective. I can come out here and say I love a Zara perfume. It's a great fougere, or Dolce & Gabbana perfume de one. You might say, you know, it's played out. I don't care about that fragrance. So to each its own. But I have to say, my honest opinion, this is a very nice fragrance because number one, it's very unique, and number two, it has this proposition of two fragrances in one. I love the fact that, you know, and of course the perfumer here, Christian Carbonell, which works with Xerjoff, works with many renowned companies, and you can look up his portfolio, you know this guy is a great nose. For the most part, now I'm going to get a little bit down here and dirty with the cons, because I know people are going to say, hey, you're not going to talk about performance. Of course I will. That's why I'm here. So a lot of people talk about this fragrance lasting 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. That is a lie. I wore this fragrance for 2+ weeks, and I have to tell you, it's not going to be a beast in performance, meaning you can go a little heavy on sprayer because it's not going to be something that's going to be overbearing. So I myself like to wear 5 to 6 sprays of this fragrance. I do spray my clothes, you guys know, the back of my hands, my neck area here. So this gave me a beautiful 2+ hours of projection. After the first hour, it gets a little bit tamer, not a screamer of a pusher of a fragrance. But as far as longevity goes, guys, this stuff here gave me 10+ hours. Granted, after the first 4.5, 5 hours, it is a little bit closer, which is nothing wrong with that. It's a scent that people that are in your immediate vicinity, in your surrounding areas, will definitely get whiffs of this fragrance. And I'm telling you right now, my wife loved it, and everybody that smelled this on me loved the way I smelled, and they had no idea what the heck I was wearing. Now, where and when would you wear this fragrance? I think seasons, this is definitely a very versatile fragrance, and you guys know with versatile fragrances, you can rock them anytime, anywhere. I think this has a beautiful, and again, because it has that transition that you can definitely dress it with, t-shirt, and jeans and tennis shoes or sneakers, and you're going to smell amazing. Or you can wear a suit and a tie, and you're also going to smell amazing. And part of the reason why is because it's a very, intricate scent, because it has this complexity about it. It transitions very nicely. And the scent profile itself is a very nice scent profile. I think it's a little bit more mature, though. I want to say at least 25 and up, but to play it safe, 30 and up. I don't think everyone's going to love this, especially if you're a youngster out there that's used to what's popular, your tonka, your vanillas, your sweet fragrances. You're not going to really care about this. Granted, it has a heavy dose of ambroxan here and tons of different ambers. It's not going to be a heavily sweet scent or youthful or as people-pleasing as you would think with so much ambroxan. I definitely think it's versatile, but I would probably wear this the most. Spring, unbelievable for springtime. I think it's perfect for spring. Summertime and early fall would be where I would wear this and reach out for it the most. Closing thoughts, guys. I do like this fragrance a lot. If I had to give it a grade or a rating, I would give this an 8 out of 10. It's a very nice scent because it's complex. It transitions very well on my skin. It smells great. It's something that I do definitely enjoy wearing. But again, it's not for everyone. I think you should try this. As I always say to you guys, try it before you buy it. Don't just spend the money and complain afterwards. I'm not here to tell you, hey, go buy Croxatto Man. I really enjoy the fragrance. I think it's a great fragrance. I love the transition. It's different than anything I own in my collection. Therefore, I like it. And I love the combination of the juniper berry, the booziness of the gin and tonic vibe. Then it develops the nice, this musky, ambery, Bois d'Argent from Dior, kind of a dry down, which I also love. So my final rating is this is really good fragrance. Definitely something that you should get your nose on. If you're a big fragrance aficionado, I think you're going to enjoy. As always, guys, thanks so much for your support. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tried this fragrance. What are your thoughts on it? Stick around for more, of course. I got a ton of things coming your way. If it's fragrance related and it's worth me sharing with you, it's definitely going to be featured here, guys. See you guys in the next video very soon. Take care.